Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're talking Johnny Depp movies. I've been so excited to make this list, and there's so many movies to talk about because he's got so many great movies out there. But I thought it'd be fun, so I found this Watch Mojo list. I thought we could maybe talk through that. But more than that, I want to talk about my favorite Johnny Depp movies, and I want to hear your favorite Johnny Depp movies. But as always, I couldn't do this without my favorite co-host, my husband Jay. He's here to talk Johnny Depp movies with us. Say hi, Jay.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is Jay, also known as Dr. Bad Vibes, also on YouTube. I play video games. And yeah, we're going to talk about Johnny Depp. And there's a reason why so many people love him. He's been in a lot of movies. We're going to we're not going to cover all of them. We're going to cover all the high points. And I have some extra tidbits towards the end on some of his early beginnings.
Before we dive into this list, I have to encourage you to check out Parody Whitney. She is one of us. She's always in the comments. She's a lot of fun, but she keeps putting out these amazing songs. And she's working on one right now called Crazy Eyes. It deep dives the Amber Heard Johnny Depp of it all. So I would encourage you to check out her channel. She says it'll be up in just a few days. So we'll check back and we'll check out that song when it's released. I just want to take a minute and show you my dream microphone. This is what I'm saving toward. It is a professional microphone. It's got amazing reviews. A lot of the top broadcasters, podcasters, YouTubers use this one. And I'm very excited about it. I really want to save toward it. If you're interested in pitching in toward it, I'm collecting to upgrade my microphone equipment. I want to buy a soundboard. I want to buy a mic stand, all the stuff you need with it. I'm not even collecting for all that. That's on me. You know what I mean? I just really want to save toward this microphone. If you're interested in giving toward it, and thank you to everybody that has, here's how you can do it. It's ko-fi.com/Real Housewives Recaps. I mean, if you just want to do like $3 toward a cup of coffee, that's what they say it's for. But I'm putting it all back into the show, into the microphone. It really does help me out. Thank you to everybody who has helped me on my way of getting this dream microphone. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to hit my goal, get this mic, and upgrade my show. So like I mentioned at the beginning, the Watch Mojo did a countdown, so we thought we'd talk through that, and then we'd talk about our own picks of our favorite Johnny Depp work. So number 10 on their list was Crybaby. I'm going to be totally honest on this one. I've never seen this movie. Jay, have you seen it?
No, I've never heard of this. It came out in 1990, and that's when, I was a kid and watching lots of movies. I guess it's a teen romantic comedy musical, so I guess it wasn't anywhere on, 9, 10-year-old me's radar. But it sounds like it's got a pretty decent following. It's basically like a musical version of The Outsiders in a way. He's like a leader of a gang, and he's got a girlfriend. It's romance and singing.
That's all your favorite stuff, right? Just kidding. Now, I had heard of it, and I know it's very, very popular, but truthfully, I have not seen this one either. It's on my list. Don't get mad. But I haven't seen it. So if you have and you like this movie, leave me a comment below. Now, number 9 on their list is Blow. I can speak to this one more because I've definitely seen this movie. So in case you have not seen this movie, Blow came out in 2001. It's a really popular movie. It's actually based on a true story. It's about a boy named George Jung who grew up in a struggling family in the 1950s. It ends up being about, was it Pablo Escobar and Medellin and that sort of thing. And it's an interesting movie. I remember really enjoying this one. So I really liked his performance in this one. I thought it was really good. It's actually one of the earlier movies that I remember enjoying of his. Of course, like I say, he played George Jung. He played along with Penelope Cruz. Also, I'll never say it. Is it Franca Potente? I think is how you say her name. Rachel Griffiths. A lot of big stars in this one. Even Paul Reubens had a part in this one, which is Pee Wee Herman, in case you didn't know. But again, it's pretty highly rated. It's 7.5 stars out of 10 on IMDb. Came out in 2001. It's a pretty popular movie, and I thought he did a great job in it.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie, and I totally forgot Paul Reubens is in it because this was when he was in his timeout period when he couldn't be Pee Wee Herman. Otherwise, this movie could have been totally different. We would have had Pee Wee meets the the dealer. Like, hey Johnny, make a like a high, make a honey blow.
You never cease to amaze me. That I did not know he was going to do that, and I cannot stop laughing. Wow, yeah, Pee Wee meets, the subject matter of that movie that I can't discuss on YouTube. That is hilarious. Okay, their number 8 pick was Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. I definitely remember seeing this one in the theater. I loved it. I thought it was so fun. Well, I don't know if fun's the word. It's a horror, so it's like a drama horror musical, but it's the legendary tale of the barber who returns from wrongful imprisonment in the 1840s London, bent on revenge for people taking out his wife, and yeah, it just gets dark and twisty from there. But that aside, even if you're not into dark movies, he does a fantastic job in this movie. It is all about him. And of course, Helena Bonham Carter is in there. We got Alan Rickman. I love him. He plays Judge Turpin in the movie. We got Sacha Baron Cohen in there even. So a lot of big stars. He was fantastic as Sweeney Todd. Jay, did you see Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, this was another good one. Probably not the only Tim Burton movie that we'll see on this list, but I can't think of any bad Tim Burton movies, and it checks all those Tim Burton boxes. It's got Johnny Depp. It's got Helena Bonham Carter and goth stuff. So I mean, it's pretty standard, for a Tim Burton movie. Who also directed Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Just throwing that out there. We're getting a lot of Paul Reubens crossover out of this.
Okay, their number 7 pick is Benny and Joon. He played Sam. I love this movie. So, a mentally ill young woman finds herself in love with an eccentric man who models himself after Buster Keaton. So, let me tell you about this movie. This is such a cute movie. If you haven't seen it, of course, Johnny Depp plays Sam. Mary Stuart Masterson plays June Pearl. And Aidan Quinn plays Benny Pearl. And Juliana Moore is in the movie. So what's interesting about this is Mary Stuart Masterson wasn't actually supposed to be June in the movie. It was going to be Winona Ryder. But as we know, Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder dated in real life. Well, when they broke up, she dropped out of the movie. So it became Mary Stuart Masterson. But it's such a good movie. It's so cute. He plays, he's supposed to be, I guess you'd say, on the spectrum. And he's different. And he does a great job with the role. I remember hearing that in order to show that he had trouble writing and stuff, he's normally right-handed. He used his left hand in this movie, and it gave a lot of people said it came across really well as him struggling writing and things that he would struggle with. It's just, again, it's a cute movie, it's a good movie, and you root for him the whole time.
Yeah, and I may be wrong on the timeline, but I guess this is his first role where he's kind of eccentric and goofy that I can think of. There may be something prior to this, but I guess it's, around this time period is when he starts playing these types of characters. And this one's real heavy on the physical comedy, so I believe he kind of emulated Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton kind of stuff. And, it's kind of set the tone for his career. I mean, not that he's always been like a silent film comedy man, but, he's always playing the kind of odd person in the movies. Also, does anybody remember that song by the Proclaimers? The I would walk 500 miles, I would walk 500 more. This is the movie responsible for that. If you were like me and, when you were out of school for the summer and had MTV on 24/7, you probably heard this song like a million times. So the next one we look at is What's Eating Gilbert Grape? And what is Eating Gilbert Grape is his horrible life. He's lost his dad. He's stuck taking care of his mother and his younger brother that can't care for themselves. And it's basically, this movie deals with his struggle and his eventual escape and, happy ending in the end. Also one of Leonardo DiCaprio's early roles, who it's kind of poked fun at in Tropic Thunder by Ben Stiller's character. There's a little storyline going on that. Look that up sometime. But Johnny Depp, kind of playing a moody teenager, 20-ish person, and does a good job at it.
I remember watching it. I remember enjoying it. It's definitely a dark struggly movie, angsty movie, but Leonardo DiCaprio did a great job, and Johnny Depp, as always, did a fantastic job in the movie. Okay, the next one on the list is Ed Wood. Ed Wood came out in 1994. I gotta be honest, I have not seen this one. Have you guys seen it? Did you like it? Is it worth watching? It says ambitious but troubled movie director Edward D. Wood Jr. tries his best to fulfill his dreams despite his lack of talent. So I looked it up. It does seem to have pretty good reviews. People seem to really like it. Johnny Depp is Ed Wood, Martin Landau as Bela Lugosi. We got Sarah Jessica Parker is in there. Patricia Arquette is in there. Jeffrey Jones. A lot of big stars in this one, but I actually have not seen it. I think the black and white throws me off a little bit. I don't know if I could get super into it, but if you watched it and you enjoyed it, let me know. I'm sure Johnny Depp was fantastic.
I actually never saw this one either, and mainly because I'm familiar with the actual story. I've seen Plan 9 from Outer Space. That's what the movie's about, him making I guess one of the early B movies that ends up just being so bad it's good. So I've seen clips of it, and yeah, he does a good job, like emulating Ed Wood. I mean, compared to the real life footage, I mean, he's good at capturing the spirit of other people. He is a good actor. I'll give him that. And if you're ever curious, check out Plan 9 from Outer Space as well to see what he's working on in here, because it's a train wreck, but it's fun to look at.
Number 4 on the list, Donnie Brasco. This is a great movie. It came out in 1997. It's all about this FBI undercover agent infiltrating the mob. He finds himself identifying more with the mafia life and kind of has to let go of his regular life, and it's just a very interesting story. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I remember really liking it. Of course, Al Pacino is in there, Johnny Depp, Michael Madsen, a lot of big stars in this one. So yeah, that's a good movie. I need to watch this one again. It's been a long time, but I remember really liking Johnny Depp a lot in this movie.
Yeah, I remember this movie being a big deal when it came out. A lot of mafia stuff around that time period. That's something that comes in cycles, I guess. But yeah, he did a good job in it. Movie made a lot of money, so I guess a lot of people agreed with that. And it's worth checking out. So now on to one of my favorites, maybe my top favorite Johnny Depp movie, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. This movie was a failure at the box office, but now a cult classic, and he does such a good job in this. This is probably my favorite version of Johnny Depp. Favorite character he's played is real-life friend Hunter S. Thompson, who I don't know the backstory, but I assume they, became friends due to this movie. He, got to the point where Hunter S. Thompson was Johnny Depp's idol. He even shot him out of a cannon, his ashes out of a cannon. As part of his last wishes. But this movie, it's about Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. They go to Las Vegas for a journalism story of some sort. I don't even remember. It's been a while since I've watched it. But the main part is it just devolves into them clawing their way through Las Vegas while trying out every psychoactive substance possible. And it's just a very dark comedy train wreck. It's amazing. I've watched this one a lot. It's been a while, but it's hilarious. And funny side note, this is very obscure, but I remember this from college. I listened to some music that was like techno industrial, and there's a band named Velvet Acid Christ, and it's a song. I can't say the last word. It's Fun with Substances, and it samples all kinds of audio from this movie, and it's basically if they turn this movie into a song and like a dance song, and it's hilarious.
And from Jay's favorite to my favorite, Edward Scissorhands. This is my favorite Johnny Depp movie. I love it so much. It came out in 1990. I think I've seen it about 1 billion times, give or take. But so Edward Scissorhands is such a weird movie, but it's so good. It's about an artificial man who is incompletely constructed and has scissors for hands. He leads a solitary life, and then one day a suburban lady meets him and introduces him to the world. And it's Tim Burton at his finest. It's Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Diane Wiest. I mean, what's not to love, right? It's just so interesting, and I've just never quite seen a movie like it, right? He just does such a good job in this role. And I remember watching it thinking, like, wow, that's some incredible acting for what could have been a very hokey or very strange part. And it was a strange part, but I feel like he handled it so well. It just sticks out as one of his best performances. I love it. And even talking about it right now, I want to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones as well. And it's one of those, it's like, especially now, if you saw the plot written out, you'd be like, wow, this is some 12-year-old edgelord that made a Frankenstein story. But that being said, it's such a good movie. Like, they make it work. Johnny Depp does a great job. The aesthetics of the movie are great. It's got the juxtaposition of the, pristine 1950s America with goth scissor man. And it's so weird, it just works. And he does a really good job playing the character. And if you've seen this movie, I'm sure everybody has the scene burned in their head with the Danny Elfman score going while he's making the ice sculpture. The ooh, just like that, right?
And number 1, Captain Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean. So the first movie came out in 2003, and, well, I gotta say, Johnny Depp makes the movies. I think he's so fantastic in that role and so much fun to watch. And I mean, I'll be honest, I really don't remember the other parts of the movie except for the parts that he's in. He just so funny to watch and just really, to me, he just makes the movie. I found out something interesting when I was researching and just learning about, Johnny Depp's parts and stuff. Did you know that he was not the original Captain Jack Sparrow? You know who was? Robert De Niro. He was offered the role of Captain Jack Sparrow, but he declined because he didn't think the movie would do well in the box office. Well, thank goodness for that, because I couldn't imagine anybody else but Johnny Depp in this role. He's just so good at it.
Yeah, obviously this is the role most people know Johnny Depp by at this point, and he took it really seriously. He liked the script, he found it quirky, and I had to look something up. I knew something upset everybody in the beginning. I mean, that may be too strong of a word, but he actually capped his teeth in gold. I knew it was something with his teeth, but yeah, he capped his teeth in gold, showed up to the shoot, and Jerry Bruckheimer's like, I don't know about this, man. And I guess he was just acting so crazy, and the Disney CEO at the time, Michael Eisner, is just like, what's going on? He's going to ruin this movie. Which, good thing nobody listened to any of the executives about this. Otherwise, this would be as fondly remembered as Haunted Mansion and with Eddie Murphy, and Tomorrowland with George Clooney. Everybody remembers those, right? Yeah, those are classics. Those are classic theme park rides. But this one, I mean, who would have thought a boat ride from a theme park from the 60s could spawn a worldwide franchise that spanned at least 5 movies. I mean, maybe more. That's debatable right now. Let's see how he comes out of this. But yeah, I mean, this is what he's known for.
I also have to take a second and say I love Lonely Island. It's Andy Samberg. Sorry, I forgot his name for a second. His musical group, they did Dick in a Box and stuff. Well, they have a song about Captain Jack Sparrow that's so funny. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it, because Michael Bolton just is hilarious. I don't even want to spoil it. Go look up that song. Okay, moving on. So that was the list from Watch Mojo. In no particular order, I think they left off a couple, so Jay and I added a few extra of our favorites that they didn't include of Johnny Depp. And again, I want to know in the comments what your favorites are.
So let's move on to our favorites. The most glaring omission to me is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Though this was Johnny Depp's first role, he didn't have a huge role in the movie. He was Nancy's boyfriend. Heather Langenkamp was the protagonist against Freddy. And I bring this one up because, again, it's his first movie, and also this is what started his career, because he befriended Nicolas Cage. Johnny Depp moved to L.A. with his band and his then wife, Lori Allison, who somehow befriended Nicolas Cage, introduced Johnny Depp to Nicolas, and then at some point, as they were drinking buddies, he suggested that Johnny be an actor, and that led to him getting the tryout for Nancy's boyfriend. And Wes Craven actually showed the headshots of the potential actors to his daughters, and they thought Johnny Depp was the cutest, and that's how he got the role. And they actually made a nod to this. So this is the first Nightmare on Elm Street. So the sixth one, yeah, there's a lot of them. Freddy's dead. Johnny Depp comes back in a cameo, and that movie is just a full-on Looney Tune train wreck. So that one's a comedy, and so Johnny Depp makes a cameo doing the. It's actually Breckenmeyer who's watching TV. He's a pothead in the movie, and Johnny Depp's doing this is the brain. This is your brain on drugs thing with the frying pan, and that leaves Freddy bashing him in the face with the frying pan, saying like, "What are you on? It looks like frying pan and eggs to me." So, yep, love those movies.
Okay, and moving on from that psychotic pick, I picked Chocolat. I just love that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. It came out in 2000, but Johnny Depp is so good in this movie. So in case you haven't seen it, it's Johnny Depp and Juliette Binoche. And Juliette Binoche is a French woman who brings her young daughter. They open up a chocolate shop in a small remote village that shakes up the rigid morality of the community. So it's very shocking. But yeah, it's such a good movie. Judi Dench is in there. A lot of big stars. Carrie-Anne Moss is in there. And he just does such a good job in this one. So a little behind the scenes on this one, Johnny Depp actually plays the guitar in this movie in 3 different scenes. But he also does 2 songs on the soundtrack. It's the first and last track on the soundtrack.
So another one we thought we would mention is The Lone Ranger, because this movie gets a lot of hate. Like, it was immediately dumped on as soon as it came out. And we actually saw it in the theater opening weekend. Before, all the negativity came out, we were like, hey, that was all right. I mean, obviously, you got Johnny Depp playing Tonto. There's a lot of baggage right there. I mean, that probably wasn't the best idea, but I mean, he's basically just another super eccentric Jack Sparrow-like character. He's the supporting character, the Robin to the Batman, so to speak. And then of course you got Armie Hammer as the Lone Ranger, who now he's got lots of baggage. So put that out of your mind if you decide to watch this. Take that out of the equation. I think it's a decent movie. I mean, it's basically a Marvel movie that's a Western. I mean, it's superhero stuff, that takes place in the Old West. Totally far-fetched, train robberies, horse riding, all that. If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. I mean, or you can hate it like everybody else apparently does.
And finally, we couldn't have a list like this and not talk about Alice in Wonderland. So, let's talk Alice in Wonderland. It came out in 2010, and I'll be honest, do I love the movie? No. It was just okay. I saw it at the theater. But I will tell you, I love Johnny Depp's performance as the Mad Hatter. I just thought he nailed it. I thought he did such a great job. He is on record as saying this was a particularly hard role for him because he's not used to working with as much green screen as he had to do in this movie, and he really struggled with that. But man, you can't really see it in his performance. I thought he just did such a great job. And this is the 7th time he worked under Tim Burton's direction. And again, he works with Helena Bonham Carter again. And he just did such a good job in this role. And I couldn't tell you much else about the movie except for, it was But his parts in this movie just made it for me. I would just watch the sections that he's in over and over again.
Yeah, I share the same opinion on this one. I really like the Disney version, the original one, the animated one. It's just so cool to look at, and I wanted to be an animator at one point, so Alice in Wonderland, that's one of my favorite Disney movies from a visual standpoint. This one, went with the over-the-top visuals as well. The Tim Burton checkboxes are there again. Not quite so goth on this one, though, so a little deviation there. But, yeah, it's almost strange how they focus so much on the Mad Hatter, but I believe it was because of Johnny Depp. I mean, he made this character his own. I mean, it was, again, like Jack Sparrow. He stole all the scenes as the quirky, crazy character.
So that's it for our list. This is where I want you to leave me comments. Let me know your list. Tell me what movies of his you love. Tell me what movies we forgot. Tell me it all. I love his stuff. I want to rewatch so many of these now after talking about them. But thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being with me during my live streams. I've been streaming the trial. So if that interests you, definitely check back because I am streaming that during the days and we're kind of like chatting our way through those. But again, thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate it. If you're interested, do check out the Ko-Fi. It's ko-fi.com and Real Housewives recaps. And I'm collecting toward a new microphone that I'm excited about. And check out Jay's channel. He is Dr. Bad Vibes. And also Parody Whitney. She is releasing a song about the one who shall not be named, Johnny Depp's ex. It should be coming out in a few days, so I'm excited to check that out. And again, thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.